So hi guys, welcome back to Detailing and the Beast. Today I'm going to be showing you around a multitude of problems that I've got with the Ranger, and in particular I believe it's due to this battery. I'll go through what we've got problem wise on the dashboard in a minute and why I think it's a problem with the battery. I do already have a new battery. We're going to get this swapped over today and I'm going to show you how to do this on a Ranger. Really simple, really quick. Let's get into it. Okay, so just to show you some of the issues that I've been having, we'll turn this on. Now bear in mind the bonnet is open, so that if that flashes up, that's a legit. Yeah, there you go, the bonnet's open. Tyre pressure low, it definitely isn't. Hill descent, ESC service required. Hill assist not available. I've been getting the automatic stop starts unavailable. ESC service required. Bonnet's okay, tyre pressure low. Hill descent control malfunction, that's gone off. And it's just literally lit up like a Christmas tree. So we start it all up. If I also put it into reverse, we get the check park pilot is also gone. ESC service required again. Check the park pilot, and literally turning the steering wheel, you don't get any of them lines that show you where you're going, where the truck's going to go. You literally just get the distance lines. So everything is absolutely dead. And surely to God, all of that, we've got another one there, park pilot malfunction. Surely to God, all of that cannot be actual faults with the units on the car, so it's got to be the battery. Now, there is another indication that this is the battery, and I'll go and show you that now. So the other indicator that this is actually a Duff battery is this. Now, this is my battery charge status indicator from the CTEC charger. This is connected directly onto the battery, and when you want a trickle charge or maintenance charge, you plug into there. Got a video on that if you want to go and check that out. But whenever I've had that trickle charger plugged in for whatever amount of time, it doesn't matter, 8 hours, 12 hours, 24 hours, that never goes green. It goes green when the charger's plugged in, but when you unplug it again straight away, it goes to orange, and pretty much that will now flash orange for, let's say, about 20 minutes, and it'll go to red, indicating a Duff battery. So I do have a new battery. There she is, an AGM 115 from Halfords, all of about 150 quid. I'll put a link to that in the video description below. And what I'm going to do today is I'm going to swap this one out. So this is the original Ford one. This is now, let me get this right, coming up to 5 years old. I think it's 5 years old next month. So it's coming up for 5 years old. There is, like on that one, a 5-year guarantee on that battery, so it's pretty much, I think, end of life. And what we're going to do, we've got to release this battery strap, but I've got all of these extra cables in here for things like that's for the leisure battery in the back. I've got things for all the light bars, all them separate fuses. There's basically stuff for the subwoofer under the seat. It's pretty much no surprise that this battery's dead, is it really, to be honest, the amount of kit I've got hooked up. But I have had a look, and this is all very, very tight. So we're going to have to disconnect absolutely everything off there. This side is not too bad. A lot of stuff's ground actually onto the chassis itself. So this side's not too bad. And then we need to release this strap, get the battery out, replace it with the new one, and we'll see whether that fixes our problems. So, number of things we've got to do. One is disconnect this here. Now, for all of this job, you're only going to need a 10mm socket and a 13mm socket, but you are going to need some extension bars for down here in a second. So this is a 10mm. That's got to come off first, your negative, and then we've got to take off all of these positives. The main battery clamp is that one there, and that is a 10mm. If we need to take any of these off here for all these extra connectors, these two are 13mm, that one at the back is a 10. And then, down here, there is that pin and nut there. Focus on that in there. That one. That holds the battery strap in place with a little plate to hold the lip on the battery. We've got to take that off as well. And then hopefully the battery will come out and we can replace it with a new one. let's get on with it. Now, it looks like I've got some stuff cable tied to this strap. You probably won't have this, but what I'm going to do, I'm just going to snip these now to remove them, and that'll loosen up the strap. And that's the retaining plate. You can just put that over the back for now. And we've got to start moving onto these here. Keep that nut safe. It is only a 13mm if you lose it, but keep that nut safe. We don't want to be losing that. So moving on, we're going to take away the 13mm socket for a 10 and just loosen off that negative terminal. I've got extra connectors here that I'm going to need to put back afterwards. And once we take that off, we can put a flat blade in this little connector here and just remove that, just to give this a little bit more wiggle room, and we can get it out the way, get it down this side. What I'm going to do is, I've got the battery caps, the storage caps. I'm going to put them on there so there's no chance of reconnection on there now. They were off the new battery, by the way. And then we're going to move over and do the positives, of which there are many, many more. So on the positive side, the first one to get out of the way is this one that's got a little depression clip at the front there that can come out. You just got to remember, guys, that all of these have got to go back in. So the next one is the main clamp, but you will not get this off, by the way. So release that, which I'd already done, and that'll move, but it won't move very far because there's a hell of a lot of stuff connecting in here that is really, really tight. So as a bare minimum, we're going to have to take off this nut underneath, of which I've put another one on top. So that's got to come off, that's got to come off, and this one here as a bare minimum, and then we can reevaluate after that. But I think that one at the back is going to have to come off as well. So we'll take these three off and we'll go from there. Now they are all 13mm, so I'll just switch over. So that is my extra battery. So we need to be careful with that one, actually. So we'll get something to tape that up with. So we'll tape that one up because that one's coming from my leisure battery, which is in the canopy. We'll put that one out of the way. That one, which is to one of the light bars. Now you won't have all of these, but you will have these main ones here. We're going to undo these two next. So that's them two off. This one I've taken the nut off but left the actual connector in place. I think that'll be enough wiggle room. And then we need to take this one off at the back. This one's a bolt and not a nut. Just lift that out. All these wires are really, really tight. And then hopefully we should be able to lift that off. Now there is another white little clip underneath here, so that one's got to come out as well. And there's another load on the back there, which I think are all my accessories, so you won't have to worry about this one, I don't think. So I've got 4 more accessories plugged into that. And now hopefully this time we can move that out the way far enough that we can get the battery out. So again, I'll just put my little protective cap on that battery. So now what we're going to do is get this battery out. Now, there is a little plate down there again, and it's probably got a little bit of surface water on it, and it's probably rusted in place. So what you're going to do is grab the handles and give it a little bit of a wiggle, and you'll hear that plate break free. And you should now be able to lift that plate out and away. You should be able to get that out without too much aggro. Now bear in mind that does have a little bit of weight to it. And now we're ready for the new battery. I'm just going to give this a little bit of a clean up and then I'll come back to you. So before this new one goes in, I'm just going to put this battery shroud around this. It fits perfectly. So the Halfords battery is a great replacement. And then I'm going to lift that back into the car. So the battery's back in, retaining strap on, and the 2 clamps and clips are bolted down with that 13mm socket down there. Just going to work our way around this, starting with all the positives. So we're going to connect all that onto there first, and then we'll jump on and do the negative last. Okay, so the battery's replaced, all the terminals are reconnected. A moment of truth, the ABS light's still on, just let's see. Yes, okay, it's gone out. Oh, the time. Okay, the time's wrong, needs resetting, and it seems to have lost my Bluetooth to my phone. But other than that, we have no codes, and it now seems to start first time. I'm going to say that is a job well done. Now what I'm going to do, I have got my laptop here with me as well. I'm just going to connect the car into ForeScan. I'm not going to show you that. Just going to see if there's any more codes remaining on the car. If there are, I'll reset them. I have got a ForeScan video actually if you want to go back and check that out, but this is really easy. Other than that, guys, I think that was a job well done. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. Hopefully you found it informative if you ever need to change a battery on a Ranger. Hopefully you never will have to, but reading around the forums, I think you might find yourself doing this sooner rather than later. Anyway, I'll see you on next week's video. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Goodbye.